All right, it looks like I just went live. All right, let me get over to YouTube so I can see things how you guys see things. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, I just threw something on the floor. Great start to the day. Okay. Here we go. In my live on YouTube. Let's see if I can. Hey, Kristen. Let's see. Mute and put it on live chat. I've been halfway through a couple of streams lately. Been on, what's the word I'm looking for? Been on Top Chat the whole time. All right. So I did get these trimmed down so that they're flat and ready to be wrapped in whatever. I have not decided on a covering yet because I am still thinking I really liked the layered look. Hey, Shelly. Of Rosemary's current caboodle kit where she's got the mugshot thing over a base. So I really liked that layered look. So I'm thinking I'm going to find a second cover. Now, whether it's got a cutout or not, I'm not sure. But I'm not ready to cover these yet. So, but I did at least get them trimmed up. Hey, Mary, how you doing? So we're going to do Scraps of Joy and an M&M collage today. Art gods and time constraints willing. So this is yesterday's collage. That's what I got done yesterday. Let me grab my little basket of goodies for, what's that doing down there? We're just making a big old mess happening down here is what we're doing. All right, let's figure out someplace else for that. Bucket of goodies. What do we do with it? Oh, there it is. I got worried there for a second. Hope you guys are having a fantastic Sunday. Last day of the traditional weekend. Let's see what we can come up with for Scraps of Joy today. We did go out, not yesterday, but the day before. Yesterday, Els was cleaning the kitchen. She got the cleaning bug. She spent the whole day doing, washing down all the cupboards and all that stuff. All the joy, all the not happy, fun joy things. Ooh, getting tired. Is it about nap o'clock? So, yeah, this is still just amusing the heck out of me. I'm super happy with Kirk's lips. It's amusing. Okay, so I'm going to attempt. This is getting thick and puffy, and all the pages are wrinkled, and all the things. See if we can't at least hold part of it down. Okay. There. That'll make it maybe a little bit easier to work with. I don't know. I kept flinging it off the other day. So let's put the notebook aside and let's paw through our goodies. We still got the car ad. I kind of like the car ad. We have two of those actually. Maybe we just want to do something silly today. I have another little container of some background stuff. I just stuck it in the envelope. Let's see what we got going on in here. What kind of fun little goodies do we have going on in here? That's interesting. There's some of that blue stuff. Oh, maybe a little ocean. And then we've got some of that. Okay, so. Okay, so we've got some stuff to work with here. Let's see. What do we want to do? We've got the bird bath. There's a car driving down a road. Probably not 2 cars on one collage. Probably not. Eyeballs everywhere. We've got the extra lips that we didn't use yesterday. She does look a little creepy if you think about it for a minute. She kind of has that, I might murder you look. I could be reading things into it, but I don't think so. Let's see. There's a lady in a hat. You know, I love a lady in a hat. Aw, well, boo on it getting damaged. But at least they were willing to refund it. I like the idea of diamond paintings, but they seem very, I don't know, what's the word? Such tiny pieces. I struggle with things with tiny pieces, you know? I'm fully willing to admit that. Okay, if we figure out what we're putting on the pages, then I can do some background stuff. People bicycles. There's the envelope. We still have the angel statue. I think I kind of like that. I think I'm liking where it's going so far. Yeah. And I'm a little bit uncoordinated. We all know, you know, I drop stuff all the time. And it's just little. You have the patience of a saint, Kristen, because I think diamond painting. I do like jigsaw puzzles, you know, but not the ones with the. We saw some at the dollar store and it said 500 pieces. And I looked at the sides of the box and I shook it. And I'm like, those pieces have to be so tiny. That would be so frustrating. But I do enjoy jigsaw puzzles. I will say that. But I think they're beautiful and I think that, you know, they're fun, but I think maybe that's not a thing for me. I think I would get easily frustrated with it, you know? Oh yeah, that's a good question, Mary. Do you post pics anywhere at any point? Hey, Charlene, how you doing? Welcome to the channel. I don't think I've seen you here before, but welcome, welcome. Everybody, please welcome Charlene. Oh, we went and got you and me both, Mary. We went and got Chinese food on Friday because Els was having the craving, you know. So we did go out. We wound up going to the Goodwill, to a dollar store, and then we went and got Chinese food. And by the time we got to Chinese food, we were so hungry. I did have Kung Pao chicken. Oh, you're welcome. It's great to have you in the channel. We are working on Scraps of Joy today, which is just a mini collage project that's silly and fun. And then we're going to do, we've been working on, in a magazine I harvested, we found some M&Ms dressed up as Halloween characters. So we are doing some collages based on that for a project that I'm working on, 52 weeks of collage. Um, Kind of as an homage to horror because I really like horror movies. Hopefully we won't scare you off. So we did get the Kung Pao chicken, or I did, and they made it nice and spicy. I swear, she ordered Kung Pao chicken, and what Elle said to the man was, "She'll have the Kung Pao chicken," and he side-eyed me and put in the order, and it was so spicy. It was awesome. Like, but I told her later, I'm like, that look that he gave me, well, he was assessing how spicy he thought I could take my food. So this was my fortune, and they are still putting advertisements on the back of these. This is killing me. And the quality of the fortunes has changed. This one says she will start a new hobby this month. Like, I need another hobby, guys. You love horror movies. Awesome. Well, we are going to be doing a Shining collage with that naked lady I found the other day, the tall, thin, naked lady. I think that screams bathroom scene in The Shining. So we got to find us a nice bathroom in one of those home decor magazines. And we got to print up a little bit of The Shining stuff. But probably next Sunday, we'll do The Shining. But if you're interested, the lucky numbers are 8, 21, 23, 40, 48, and 53. I don't know who needs to know that, but I feel I need to share it. Okay, I think I think I'm liking this. So hopefully I'll remember where everything goes, but we're going to work on the background real quick. Yeah, this book, because I put in just thin my dyed paper. This is all out of scraps of my dyed paper. It is wrinkly and warpy and just super fun. So let's shove some of this over here. What's over here? That's got to be words, right? Get real. Okay, we'll see if that works. I do have my other collage words down. Here comes the fun. Uh-oh. Right? Next year will be 40. I just turned 51 on April the 2nd. I leveled up. I'm 51 levels old. All right, so let's see what we want in the background. So we can make this extra warpy, right? Yeah, I'm super happy with the way Kirk turned out yesterday. Who knew that putting purple lips on Kirk would be that happy making? I went out and I had to show it to Els, and it took a minute for the lips to register. I'm just so happy right now. You have no idea. All right. We're going to just do ocean on that side. And then I think we'll do that over here. All right. So let's ink those pieces up. Maybe. Amy, what did you do with your ink? I don't know. I don't know where anything is. I did have to cut this out yesterday, though. It's still not sticking right. I don't know if it was just the washi tape was particularly unpleasant. Like it just, I don't know if I glued it on wrong. I don't know what happened. He never looked better. Oh, I went out and then I showed it to Mike, and Mike didn't get it because he was like, Kirk's dead? I'm like, no, it's all about the lips. So Mike just didn't get it yesterday. Which is okay, because, he's a guy. He probably didn't want to see Kirk in purple lips. But I thought he was fabulous. It added a little layer of drama to it, right? We all know I'm easily amused, though. Let's see. What am I watching right now? I was watching something yesterday. What was it? Let me turn on Prime, because I was watching it on Prime, and I didn't finish it, whatever it was. I didn't get back to Tremors yet, though. Let's see. We're waiting for that to load up. We'll just keep inking. I can't see anything while I'm going over here. You'd think I'd have a better memory. Nope. Just like a sieve. Nothing stays in there. Except all the unpleasant things I think about myself. That just stays in there forever. I wish that would go away and I could keep, like all old knives. What the heck is that? All right, I will have to look at that preview later. We do not have time for that shenanigans. They're always trying to tempt me with something. I'm sure it's not just me. I'm sure they're trying to tempt everybody to watch their new stuff. No, I don't want to do that right now. Stop trying to make me verify my phone number, you weirdos. Come on, move it. It's just because I'm live. My computer's like, nah, we don't want to do extra things. We don't wanna. Oh, I got book 5 of the Stephanie Plum series, you guys, that we've been talking about. And I finished it last night or early this morning, depending on how you want to look at that situation. I did. Oh my God. It had a little person in it. She should have been dead at least 5 times. They've introduced a love triangle, which is one of my least favorite tropes. But I get it. And they left a cliffhanger. And it was a cliffhanger ending. Those jerk faces. How could they leave a cliffhanger ending there? Okay. I did watch the original Total Recall had Arnold Schwarzenegger in it. Probably. I don't know. I don't know anything anymore. But I watched the remake. I don't remember the guy that was in it. Some young guy. Because I'm old. They all look like babies now. Like, I'm sure he's a full adult. He's probably in his 30s, but he looks like he's 12. So I watched that. I watched the remake of Total Recall. I did not get to Tremors 3 yet. They appear to have almost all of them. I didn't look all the way down the line, but they made 7 of those movies, y'all. Yeah. Can we put the good stuff on the loop and stop with my brain? It's that 4 o'clock in the morning thing, and I have insomnia, in case you guys didn't know. And my depression sometimes make my sleep cycle weird. But I'll be, half asleep, half awake, 4 in the morning. And your brain's like, let's review some stuff that happened in middle school. No, we don't need to do that. I'm 50. That was 1,000 years ago. When bread was new and dirt was the most fabulous thing ever. We do not need to do that. And my brain's like, oh, yeah, we do. Yeah, they made 7. And each one progressively worse, but somehow still awesome in my brain. Seven. So there's the original Tremors, Tremors 2, Aftershocks, Tremors 3, Back to Perfection, Tremors 4, The Legend. That's the one where they went back in time. Tremors 5, Bloodlines, Tremors 6, A Cold Day in Hell, which they filmed in the Antarctic, and Tremors 5, 6, 7, Tremors 6, Shrieker Island. And that, I think, is the last one. I just can't, unless they reboot the franchise. Hey, Laura, how are you? Long time no see. Making paper beads? That's awesome. I like it. We're just gluing some silly stuff down and having a chat. So yeah, they did make 7 Tremors movies, guys. 7. And the Burt Gummer character in all of them. He's the carryover character. The second one had the older guy, because Kevin Bacon didn't do any more of them. Can you blame him? But they just get progressively more ridiculous, which somehow makes it better and worse. I think paper beads is fun to do. You can get such interesting effects, right? All right, so we're going to do our alien card today. Or our card possibly getting abducted by aliens. I don't know. We're just going to do it the cheaty way. It's Sunday afternoon. Why not, right? So I think that's the only one that needs to be trimmed down. It was a little bit wide for the page. And I'm just working in a little book I threw together out of scraps like a year ago and then never did anything else with it. So I thought this is a good thing to do. And now I'm on a mission to do a little bit of art journaling every day. I'm calling my project Scraps of Joy. Just a way to get back in that swing of things, you know. Start doing a little creating every day. You hope it's a Honda? I don't know. I'm not good with cars. It's a little red car. So I don't know if they're saying that car is so fabulous the aliens are checking it out or what, but I'm thinking that car is going to get abducted. At least the people in it, right? So this is not about making a pleasing composition. I mean, it might happen. But we've got some ugly stuff in here. It's about whatever makes you happy. So it's whatever I go into my pile of scraps and bits and bobs, and I pull out what makes me happy. This lady with her hat, I'm loving it. And we just glue it down. You hate making Honda parts at work. Are they difficult, more difficult than other parts? All right. I had to think about gluing that down. All right. Well, I had to get motivated back into the swing of things, right? All right, so I think we're going to start with this. For a little while, my depression got the better of me, and I wasn't, really doing anything. I definitely wasn't gluing stuff down. And I like collaging, even when it's just silly bits for no other reason than these pieces make me happy for one reason or another, you know? They're just silly stuffs. All right, where's our alien car? So that was going here. And then he was going stuffed in there like that. So that's where he, okay. I'm just trying to guesstimate where on the page he needs to go. So a little bit below that brick. So I don't know if all 7 of them are on Amazon Prime right now, but they've got like the first 4 or 5, I think. So I'm just going to go with it and watch those. I will eventually get back to Midsummer Murder. I think I'm on season. Let me see if it's going to tell me. Like, it's sneaky peeky. I think I'm in season 21. And I think there are 23 seasons available. They film those. They're like super long episodes. So there's only between 4 and 6 a season. But they're each an hour and a half long. It's like that Sherlock Holmes thing. The British people do their stuff a little bit differently than we do. We'll have like 92 episodes in a season. Although on streaming service, I'm noticing that a season will only have 6 to 12 episodes, 10 being kind of the average. which is nice, but kind of frustrating. But I also think maybe they're putting some of that stuff out twice a year instead of one big long. But it can be difficult for me. Oops, I forgot to put this in there. Oh well. We left it out. It's out. It's out for now. Okay, we'll glue. We'll start back here. Oops. Hey, Alicia, how you doing? Alicia's in the house. I have not received any packages yet, but now I know I should keep my eye out for it. Whoa, okay. Wherever she lands, because she's got a lot of parts that could be messed up. And most of what I make goes in a bag. And okay. So that's why I started this, Laura, just because it's getting the better of me. It was getting the better of me for a couple of months. And, it carries over into the dyeing and stuff. But I figure if I start doing this, then I'm less likely to, it's a commitment. Even if I just do a video, I don't always do it as a live. I've been making videos. And it just encouraged me to get up off my butt, do a little something every day. So, all right. Let me put a little mark on here where it's going to get all covered up to know where this goes. There we go. Okay. You're going to check the tracking number? Okay. And I think we did check the mail yesterday. I'm pretty sure. Did we go anywhere? Yesterday was Saturday. And else, it could be here. I don't think we checked the mail yesterday. You could be right. I don't think anybody went out and checked the mail yesterday. I didn't even think of it. Yeah, it's a thing. My son has bipolar. And it is a booty kicking thing. He has a root. He's very routinized though. If he doesn't follow his routine, and he can't have like soda makes it worse. Particularly, he loves Mountain Dew, and it doesn't cause anything, but it doesn't help either. So he should be avoiding soda, and we had so many arguments about that. But he's out in the world on his own now, and seems to be doing quite well. All right, so there is, we need to find some words. Oh, and finding a right med balance is really hard. I don't get to see you very often, Elisa. I hope that you are doing well and having, I've been lurking in streams, but I haven't been participating. Ooh, what's this? What's this circly thing? Oh. Above all, be the heroine in your life, not the victim. That's cool. Let's see if we work. Here we go. We can put it down here, right? Let's ink the edges on that. Well, we'll keep our fingers crossed for you. I know that finding the right med combination is a big, big deal. But yeah, he found that cutting out soda and doing some meditation and yoga, in addition to, his other things, really helped. That is Nora Ephron. It's out of one of those, it's the magazine Never Hopeless by Elizabeth Getz. I can't think of the name of it. Mantra Wellness. It's from Mantra Wellness. see, that's probably a little big. Whoops. I do like Here Comes the Fun. We'd have to cut it apart to make it work. And I think maybe since we already have that, we need a smaller. That's trash. Maybe the quote. Oh, here we go. One of the best things to do sometimes is simply to be. Even the... I struggle with it sometimes because it's a little peppier than I feel ever. But they have great articles in there, and I've really found it to be helpful for introspection. It's expensive, though. I got a 2-year subscription when I had a little bit of money last year, and I have enjoyed it. Did I miss Christine? Hello, Christine. If I didn't already say, I can never remember who I said hello to. Man, my brain is like Swiss cheese right now. There we go. So we got a little zen with our quotes today. Nothing wrong with that. Remember, it's what brings you joy in the moment. So if you're participating in this and you decide to do it, it's what brings you joy. These are things that brought me joy today. When I looked around, and I take a little bit of out of every batch of I harvest, and I put it into the scraps of joy. And then, like I take bits from projects I'm working on and words, and here's a paper sack, and we get an eyeball. We'll figure out a way to get that back in here, Oh, I did also add in on the last page. This is also from Mantra Wellness. And this is that really thick where we had to cut the washi tape the other day because it was stuck to itself and it was brittle and peeling away. So these are the really thick slices. They're like 2 or 3 layers of it before we got to the part that would peel away. It says gratitude is happiness you create. And I was like, that's a thing. So I did put that on there last night. We'll deal with Frankie at some point. That's where I had to cut that off of. Here's our Helen Mirren page. So we need to date today's entry right here. So today is, what is today? Let's look at yesterday. Yesterday was, so today is day 9, guys. And anyone, you don't have to do it every day. If you do it in Scraps of Joy once a week, twice a week, once a month, whatever it is, you don't have to do it every single day. If that's going to stress you out, don't do that. And the date is 4/10/2022. But I have done it for 9 days straight, and things happen in life. You're not always going to have time. I just have to show off Kirk again because I love the purple lips. It's making me so happy. But we had the lady pulling the elephant out of her coat yesterday. And every day can be an unforgettable adventure with the right attitude. I'm convinced. Okay, so we are done with that. And so let's work on our M&M collage. We'll leave that open to dry out so that it doesn't stick to itself. Let's shove these things back in their little envelope-y. Oh, we've been having fun. So, and you guys know you can request. Artie Dar already got hers. A pack. It's a happy mail. You don't have to pay me anything. It's just a happy thing. You can request a Scraps of Joy fun pack if you want to. You just have to, you can message me. You can say it here. You can email me. However you want to do it. And I will pick out some things for you. And hopefully they will bring you joy. I need like one big piece to put in here to hold everything on top of. I love these little plastic envelopes. It's helping me get things organized a little better. Keeping, all the things for one project or one, And so we add a little bit to scraps of joy as we go along in life. Eventually, we will theoretically use up all the bits. All right, so I think that's everything. Is this? That's a little bit. That is a scrap of collage fodder. Okay, so we're done with that for today. Let's put it back where it goes so we can find it tomorrow. Hey, Stephanie G, how you doing? I got your email. So this is the one we worked on last time. Oops, I left out a word. I left out get real. Okay, maybe we'll use that. Push some stuff to the back. So this is the one we worked on Friday night because we didn't do anything yesterday. So that's our voodoo daddy, and we surmised that he was helping out some people in Hollywood. I did put an edge on the end of this one because we're going to use this one this way. We are upcycling things to turn into pages for our ring bound journal. So let's find the M&Ms. Let's see who's left. What M&Ms are left? Okay, we have seconds of those two, but I think we still have the witch that we have to do. I put a whole magazine in here. That's exciting. Okay, so we've got also the Grim Reaper, the Mummy, the Big Green Witch. I think that's all of them. Because I'm going to put the tape guy into my personal journal. Because you know me. Anybody who's ever got a package from me knows about me and taping. I'll slide that down into my personal journal right now. Because I can see it. So you're suggesting... Well, I'll email you back. I won't quiz you here on the live. So, I kind of want to say, I want to wait on these two because they are repeats. So these are our choices for today. Do we want to work on the Witch, the Reaper, which is the orange M&M, or do we want to do the Mummy yellow M&M? I think nope, that's still the peanut M&M. Yes, I love the tape. It's no joke. So he needs to go in there and get cut out and put in my personal journal because I am the taping queen. Anybody with any preferences today? Otherwise, I will just pick and move along. I like to let you guys have a little bit, you know, because you'd come along for the ride most of the time. So it's nice when you guys can pick a little something. This is out of the Good Night, Good Night Moon, Good Night. You know, the monster book, the Good Night. That's a parody of Good Night Moon. I can't think of the name of it. Good Night Ghoul, Good Night Goon, something like that. He's left over off the page where we put the tongue on the peas lady. And he's in his pajamas, and I wanted to cut him out. Try and include him in one of the collages. I will choose the page based on the size of the thing. So if it's one of the smaller ones, we might use this or the back of that. If it's the big one, we'll just pick a different page because we would obviously need a big page to put that on, unless she was the only thing we were putting on there. I have lots of upcycled things I can use for covers. So whatever you choose, I will choose a page, and eventually we'll get both sides of all the pages done. I'm not an in order kind of person. We will just see what happens. I'm a pantster. If you do NaNoWriMo, I'm a pantster. I like to fly by the seat of my pants. because planning everything out never works out. Life never works that way. Okay, we're going to do the witch. Sweet. So let's finish cutting him out, and then we'll cut her out. We'll choose a page. You know, I've got my bucket close at hand, so I can choose out another. At some point in the Scraps of Joy, we're going to have a doodle day. At least one. Oh, gosh. I got to show you guys the thing we found at Goodwill that Els gave me. I've been looking for this forever, and I actually don't know anything about it. I just saw people use them, and I wanted it. And I've been wanting it for a while. But, you know, because I didn't have it, I'd never looked up exactly, you know, how you use it or anything. But give me just a second to finish at least cutting him out. Try not to get too jello brain going on. Ooh, shiny. Let's look at this. Just quit in the middle. Fingers, man. Everything I've cut out lately has fingers. You have to be careful around fingers and toes. Anybody eat any good food? We always talk about food. So I had the Chinese food. And then we grilled hamburgers last night, so I have a leftover hamburger to eat in a little bit. I finished my leftover Chinese food yesterday. Mine never lasts me for... Els can do hers, and she'll have food for 2 or 3 days. Nope, I eat mine in not one sitting, but I eat the bulk of it in one sitting. And then I typically have a little snack. But hers usually comes with more pieces, in my defense. So, yeah, the Kung Pao was nice and spicy this time. Fingers and hair, right? Hair is a thing. Okay. So check this out. I haven't even opened the bag yet. I wanted to show you guys. And double bonus. Look at the price. So I don't know how new they are or anything. Should we open the bag? Should we open it? Should we open it? We're opening it. Now, gouache, I don't know anything about. Gouache. I think it's gouache. But these are little tubes of paint, so I'll have to look into it. I think it's a kind of watercolor, maybe. I'm sure I can find some videos. So these are used, but they still feel fluid inside the thing. And De La Rowney is usually a good brand, so there's still a fair amount in here. There's almost, I think green is untouched. So we'll see. I was more excited about the gelatos, but I hear people talking about gouache, and I don't know what it is, but it sounds like fun. So yeah, it still feels creamy. It's a little dry, but I think it's supposed to be. And it looks like, so you twist it up like a lipstick or a glue stick. Let's see. If that's the case, then these all look pretty full. Okay, so let's take a look here. I saw one that kind of looked like it might be getting dried out or something. Maybe this one. Or maybe they used it in combination with something else. So, yeah, they're still, I don't know what consistency they're supposed to be. These feel kind of, it's creamy, but also dry at the same time. Hey, Jacqueline, how's it going? So I have look, it's lime green. Well, I'm sure that's not. Let's see. Limoncello and margarita mix. So yeah, so we got a thing, and it looks like they're maybe been used once or twice because the bulk of it's still there, because you can see color all the way down the tube. So I just dropped one on the floor. So that's a thing, right? Els found them in a bag, and she showed them to me, and I did my usual, I don't like you anymore. And then she said, do you want them? And I was like, yes. All right, the last one to the void. The under the chair void. I'll find, it's probably directly under the chair. So that was a Friday evening after my live. We ran out to get Chinese food, and she felt the call to go to the Goodwill and to the Dollar Tree. She found a bird feeder at the Dollar Tree. And I very responsibly bought mini York peppermint patties, the unwrapped ones, the little baby ones. I keep them in the fridge out in the garage for when I'm out there as a treat. And wild berry eminent lifesaver gummies. That was my responsible purchase. I'll come back to that. They're kind of like paint / markers. They seem to be in good shape. I will take them to some paper later, and then I'll watch the videos, figure out what I can do with them. It looks like fun. Cute chapstick. No, they're gelatos. They're gelatos. I would not. I don't do used beauty products. That's a bad thing. I got enough problems in my life, you know. But I am trying to adopt a positive attitude. I'm trying to be more Travis in my life. I worked with this guy named Travis when I worked at Target. And he was one of the most, at least externally, I don't know if I think sometimes he struggled, but externally he was one of the happiest. He was like, we're going to have a great day today. And he was, you know, one of those managers that he wasn't afraid to put on the grass skirt and the coconut bra when somebody got a red card and go out and sing to him. But his, you know, he worked hard every day to bring joy into the world. And so I have been feeling down, and I've been kind of a negative Nelly. So I'm trying to be a little more Travis in my life. What do I do with it? I put it in a pile, and you can Franken paper it depending. You could cut it down to just the parts that are usable. You could tear it up for collage. I do a thing I call oopsies and uh-ohs, and I sell that. The ones that are truly just beyond, I throw them away. Not everything is salvageable. But I don't mind, like, depending on what the project is like, I don't mind a little bit of, you know, worn, frayed edges and a chomped corner. It gives it character. It depends on how fussy the thing you're making is, right? Some things, you know, just call for pristine paper that's not damaged in any way. Most of the time, though, projects can accommodate a level of damage, you know, or the piece can just be cut down to a smaller size and used to back a tag or added in as a flip out for a journaling spot, stuff like that. And Mary's like, I buy those and I use those. I do. I put together oopsies and uh-ohs packs. There's a use for everything. Whatever you think is a mistake, somebody might think is gorgeous, you know? All right, let's put the rest of our M&Ms away safely. A lot of people like the grungy and the kind of messed up. Not everything turns out perfect. But typically there's a market for it or a style of journal that lends itself to that. Okay, so do we know if we put her like she's going to be the only thing, so we need something bigger than that. All right, so we'll put these aside and I'll pull down my bin over here. Oof. Ooh, that was exciting. Let's see. What do we want to use today? That's too nice. Okay, let's use this. This is to cover off some pad somewhere. Okay. Now let's grab our cover and see where this goes over, because we're going to have to cut it down to the size of the cover. All right. Oh, that's fancy. It didn't do its thing. Nope, still didn't write anything. All right, well, it's got a groove in it now, so hopefully I can work with that. Okay. Just a little bit off the edge here. And I'll cut that off down there. Hey, Francis. Yes, give it a chance to live. Yeah, grungy really lends itself to damaged papers, to the ones with the frayed looking edges and the bent corners or the missing corners, where it has a little tear in it, you know. Some of us desire rejected. Yeah, there's a market for it out there. Just be clear on what you're selling if you're going to sell it, you know. I take those out and I show them this is everything that's wrong with it, and I still love it, and I still think you might love it. And typically I'm right. All right, so she needs a background, so you know where we're going. We're going to go to our Elle magazine, which has been good for us. It's been very good to us. So let's put her up there so we can focus on her. I don't sell it at a discount, hun. I love her, the eye makeup her, so we might want to include her in this. I don't know, in some fashion. Let's put that under here. That could be a thing. We ripped that lady's head off. We did. If you want to, let's see, what can we do? If you want after the live, you could send me some photos, or you could do the Facebook live chat thing and show me what the damage is, and I can give you an idea of what I think it's worth. My box of oopsies and uh-ohs is a little bit buried, but I did in my I haven't shown it in a while. So I used some damaged paper in here. Look, I put this damaged piece. Excuse all my, good grief. Okay. I use this piece that's damaged right here in my own personal journal, and I love this page. I've sold pieces like that, and with, let's see what I've got up here. There's some sticking out. Oh, the phone. So let's see. Like these will go in the Oopsies and Not-Ohs pack, and people don't seem to have any trouble buying them. I just package them together, not necessarily even in all one color packs. I try to mix it up. Here's one that's ripped here. Now these, if you have a sewing machine, you can do a little Franken-paper stitch on that, and that's a look in itself. You could do a similar thread or different thread. Here's one. This has got, a missing corner here, but it's also got that kind of frayed look to it, and some people really like those kind of edges. Same thing here. But it, so I just save them up for a while, and then I sell them. And I sell them for an approximation of, this just has, and it's maybe harder to tell. It's just like, I call this frayed. It's a little worn and worried. In the bin, as I was taking papers out, it probably rubbed up against the edge. And so it's not straight. When you touch it, it has a little texture to it. This is my most common kind of damage, is a corner thing, This one just has a little, see that, now that's a corner thing. This is just, here, it's worn a little bit here. And then here's a big muck up. So this part is really thin, but there may be somebody out there who wants to put a piece of cardstock over that, or use it the way it is and have something peeking out. But this is probably on the edge for me, because this is really super thin. But some people really like this kind of thing. So, it's out there, whatever, ones like this, or I'll punch my finger through the paper. It happens fairly often. Some of these are just too sparkly. That's a thing. See if there's anything, if this helps you get an idea of, I have ones where the whole, like, I'm going to do it. Where to go? Where, like, you lifted it up, and here we go. And when it came out of the water, the whole thing, because water makes paper fragile, so the whole thing will be like in two pieces. So when I put it on the rack, I'll try and lay them over each other, and they'll stick a little bit just so that they stay together. It's a thing. And so I gather those all up. I have a huge box right now. I probably have about 8 months worth of Oopsies and Not-Ohs in a box. And what I'll do is I'll get out and I'll sort it into colors, and then I'll round robin the whole thing so that there's a mix of colors for whoever wants to buy them. Yeah, it could be eyeballs looking in. Okay, so yeah, if you only have a few, you could include them. Like, here is a 10-pack of paper plus 2 damages, or you could do them all as a pack on your own if you have enough to make like a 5 or a 10-pack, and just a price accordingly with what you would normally charge. Because people, as you can see in here, they don't mind. They will find a use for it, or they have an idea of what they'd like to do. I have some people that only buy Oopsies and Not-Ohs because they can't bring in themselves to tear or cut down the other pages. Mary's like, that's yummy. I have about 8 months worth up there, you guys. When I get a little more caught up on my, when I get some, I've got like 4 things that are almost complete and ready to mail for the Patreon. And once those are out, then I will probably do some Oopsies and Not-Ohs in a sale. So I wouldn't, worry about it. I think that if it's a thing you want to sell, just let people know this is what's wrong with it. these are the things you could do with it. And people's minds kind of run away on their own. They'll get ideas. Oh, I want, that pack with that in it, because I kind of dig them. So maybe they've got a witchy vibe. Let's take them. I kind of think maybe they go, okay, got a green thing going on again. I think I kind of like them with her. It's an attitude, right? So I didn't used to. When I first started out, I had the same attitude as you. What do I do with these? They're ruined. It was customers that encouraged me to sell them. I would have never done it on my own. I sound very cavalier now. Oh, I just sell that shit, and I sell it at full price. But it was customers who said, we want that, and we are willing to pay, Now, if I have a particularly really damaged set of things, I might discount it a little bit. Like if you're really only going to get bits and bobs out of it, then I do discount that. If it's a bunch of, like, it all tore in half, but yeah, the grungy look in particular, those are people who really like that sort of frayed edge, bent corners. And there's no way to avoid it. I've gotten good enough that I have less than I've ever had. But every now and then you'll have a batch. Like I had a batch that the paper it got thick and scaly. Like it had a texture to it. And it was a little bit brittle. And I never would have sold that if people had not encouraged me to. Now that I did offer it a discount because it was brittle. So that limits the uses. It was one of those, it wasn't brittle like if you crumple it up, it's all going to fall to pieces. But if you folded it in half, it would crack. Right? See, Mary's one of those people that some people prefer the damages because they don't want to cut or tear or otherwise, a brand new full, look at that pretty piece of paper. Okay, what about this lady? She's a little witchy, maybe. We could interpret it that way. We still need something fun for the background, though. I've been doing more sets of unprocessed paper. I have. It's becoming a thing, and we're going to have a section in the shop for unprocessed. I want to use that for collage fodder at some point. I like that color. I'm just going to pull that out right now and put it with my Scraps of Joy stuff. That's what I should do. Right? We could use it tomorrow. That kind of purpley pink color. The joy of shopping. I feel like that could be used in a creepy collage. Let's see. Now we're strictly kind of looking for a background. Oh, wait. That could be a thing. Maybe. We'll keep looking. Yeah, so we've been doing more unprocessed, which it means, not ironed, not pressed. The only way it gets a little bit tamed is just sitting under the weight of itself. If we don't wind up using this flower, I'm going to put it in Scraps of Joy tomorrow. It sounds like my hair. Ooh, that would have been good on the Voodoo Daddy page, huh? Pulling the strings. Let's rip that out and keep it with our creepy stuff. Just kind of a classic Hollywood look, huh? Selena Gomez. At least with her hair done that way. Oh boy. Okay, maybe this is the background. I don't know. This doesn't have like a witchy vibe though. What kind of paper did you dye? Wow, that's a thing. That is not attractive to me. The sweater. You're killing me. Sweater vest. Are sweater vests making a comeback? What is with this posture? What is that? Is that purse so heavy it's like lifting one of those bell weights? And that coat is so sexy, she doesn't need any clothes to go with it. Not finding a background that I like. I'm thinking that girl's real tall. Okay, we may have to resort to... Whoops. What's happening here? Oh, does it? No? I don't know what happened. Okay, so let's see what we can make out of this. So it's going to go this way. No? Yeah. No. Yes. Well, we're going to orient it this way, but it'll be one of those little, we'll have to turn the book to look at it. Okay, do we want this as a background? Is this a thing? It's barely big enough. Okay, where's the witch? Ooh. We would, of course, cut them out. That broom's going to be a problem. These will all be cut out if we use them. Are they really? Oh, that's terrible that they're making a comeback. Oh, okay. That's cool. Avocado. Did you get a nice pink paper? In natural sunshine, yeah. Well, hopefully the weather will be getting to where you can do it outside. I know a lot of people who only process outside. It certainly does help with dry time. We're just making all these people have like posses, you know. They're all going out for a night on the town, dressed up. With their peeps. It's hard to see where her ballet slippers are. There's a lot of ways to get color. A lot. If you want to go natural, a lot of herbs and spices. Turmeric will give you a yellow. Red cabbage will give you a I think it's a purpley kind of color. And then if you add alum to it, it'll give you a kind of green color. You can dye with blackberries and raspberries. You can dye with different kinds of tea. Hibiscus tea gives a nice color. I've seen some people do it with Thai tea, which lends an orangey hue, although you can use food coloring for that because that's the color. The color that's in Thai tea does come from food coloring. What other kinds of food can you use? There's a lot of, if you start looking on natural, if you want to go natural dyeing, I don't know if that's what you want to do, but lots of dried herbs and roots will give a color too. We're going to lose the top of his head. Because I ripped it a little bit. Put them all in. You can use food coloring and Kool-Aid. Easter egg dye. You can do cheap markers like you did the ink cartridges. You can soak the stuff out of the markers in warm water. Yep, he's going to need a hat or something. Just totally. Hold the phone line. Gotta concentrate not to completely screw up her hair. I am cutting the earrings off though, because they never look right when you fussy cut them out. Okay. Yeah. You can even look at the thrift store. Sometimes you can get lucky there, you know. with that kind of stuff. You can do a splat and drag method to color papers, or you can use the shaving cream technique if you want to use sprays and stuff and have them go a little farther. Well, I think I want to tear around the edges of this one. And then there's always the tried and true that many people use, either in tandem with natural things or with teas and stuff, fabric dye. There are just lots and lots of options out there for color. Think about all the foods that stain your hands. You can use beets for color. You can use canned beets, the beet juice. Although you do need to put in some baking soda to cut down on the acidity. You can boil the beetroots and greens. You can do that. If you don't get it thoroughly dispersed, though, you can wind up with it being so you can't write on it. Finger paint is definitely a thing. You can use tempera paint. All right, so let me go ahead and cut out this hand with the strings. Although, you know, I think I don't want to, I think I just want to do the edges as torn. I don't think, because the strings aren't going to, if I cut out the strings, you know, that's a pita right there. All right, so let's see. Now we've got, oh, first we got to glue this down. I didn't even get that far. Okay. We're actually going to put the glue on this. Yep. Lots and lots. Anything that people use to dye, like fabric or yarn. So a lot of people use natural products to dye yarn. So if you go look up, you know, what to use to dye yarn, you can usually use it to dye paper. But with that kind of stuff, I think you want to go with the hottest water you can stand on your hands. You want to put the stuff into boiling hot water and let it, you know, steep. And then you either strain it or you leave the bits in to leave markings on the paper if you're doing tea and herbs and stuff. And then once the water reaches a temperature that your hands can stand, you want to put, because it opens up the pores on the paper and helps it accept the dye a little better. In my opinion. Now, some people are not soakers. Some people are dippers or brushers. I happen to be a soaker. There is no right or wrong way. All of the methods work. All of them get good results. I don't oven dry because I don't like the, you can cook the papers and they can become brittle if you're not careful. And so I don't personally do that, but I'm not saying it's wrong either. And it's the desert here, so if I really want to cook them in the oven, I could just put them outside. I don't need an oven for that. I personally air dry them with Mary. I keep fans in the room that I dye in. I have 2 fans that work in the room that I dye in to help speed up the process. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just not, for my personal use, I don't prefer that drying method. I'm not saying it's wrong or that people that do that are selling inferior paper or anything like that. Don't read into it, people. Just how I'm talking about my personal preferences. So I hope that was helpful. Hopefully I didn't just confuse you more. Okay. Yep, that's right. Yeah, I hear you on that. Okay, so let's see. You know, we're going to add her in. I think I want to tuck the ballet dancer in here. Oh, you know what? I never cut out this part right here. That's silly. Hold the phone. There we go. Okay. Okay, so she needs to be down low enough. Maybe. All right, you're welcome. Have a great evening. You like the dark area behind his head? The baking is a lot of work. It makes your eyes itchy. Okay, so we're going to pull her up. So I think I'm liking this composition. I'm not sure what the right words for this are, but I think I'm liking that. All right, I think we're gonna glue. We're gonna ink and glue. We're gonna ink and glue. I think this is the only piece I want to ink. The rest of it, I think I'm gonna leave uninked, and maybe the rose. So let's ink the watch, the rose, and this, and then we'll go from there. All right. It might be, I don't know. It could be. Yeah, I think you're right. Just because it's red like that, I got the rose in my head. It's a flower. uh, so I did finish book 5, and book 6 is on the way for the Stephanie Plum series. I was laughing out loud reading that book yesterday. The grandma, and they had a little people. They had and he was feisty and it was silly. Like, I'm hoping some more of these characters wind up being, returning, not all the time, but periodically. Like, if they could make some friendships last out of this, even though some jacked up stuff is going on, I think that would be awesome if you had some of them recurring. Barry, I don't know, man. I don't know hardly any, honestly. It looks like a bulb flower, though. I think you're right. All right, so let's glue this down first. Okay, so we're going to have her up in there. Oops. See, I think I want her right there. Okay. There you go. I would like to know more about plants, and I would love to have a garden. I don't know that because flowers are kind of fussy, and a lot of them you have to replant every year. I don't know. Although a lot of flowers, are good for for dyeing, for echo printing and stuff. There's a lot of fresh and dried flowers that you can get color out of. I imagine you could get a nice yellow out of marigolds. Right? Maybe. Sometimes you think things will be one color and they're another when it comes to natural. Okay, I think that's good. Let's very carefully try to smooth her down. There we go. I do okay with, like, I grew tomatoes fine and cucumbers. Um, but beyond that, I haven't really tried to grow too much. And I would not try to grow it here for sure. But I dream of living someplace where I can have a little garden and I can grow some cantaloupes and watermelons and tomatoes and cucumbers and stuff like that. Maybe learn to do a little canning. Right? Canning can't be bad. Okay. And then we're going to use this flower to cover. Okay, so she needs to go right in there. Grass should give a vibrant green. I don't know if I'd be willing to experiment with that. That would be interesting, boiling grass. I wonder if you could do what would happen if you put it in an echo dye boil. That just shows all the things I don't really know enough about yet. I know what I dye with. I know that fairly well. I want to start a natural. Have a section in my store for natural dyed paper. I don't want to say eco dyed because that implies that I boil the paper. But I thought I got this right. I did not get this right. Okay. Hold on before it sticks too far. Okay, I want her squished up against them. Right? Or someplace with mountains and but not a lot of snow. I don't mind a little snow, but I don't want to live any place that ever has, I don't want to go to like Montana or Wisconsin. Because that is totally not me. Okay, so I think that's going to go right in there. I'm okay with a little snow. You get a couple inches every now and then. But I don't want any place that's got I got to spend 4 hours shoveling a driveway, I'm too old for that crap. Okay, I think that's about right. Oh, and I think we want to hold the phone on that. I loved South Carolina, but it was so humid. So humid. And but it's everywhere you go except the desert is going to have humidity regardless. If I were to go to Oregon, there's humidity and snow there. If I were to go to Washington State, same thing. Some parts of California, but I don't want to live in California at all. That's a big no for me. That is a hard pass. think we're going to. And then I think we're going to glue down this goblin guy too. I feel like we need something in here. Okay. Let's see. Do we have anything in our creepy file? Let's look through our creepy file. Let me move that because that's still sticky right there. I'm just going to set that aside. He's too big. Yeah, ice can be very bad. And I'm old, so, you know, I fall down a lot. There's that. Oh, guys, do we want to put this eyeball on there? Hold the phone. Like, obviously, just the eyeball. Let me tear around that some. Okay. Okay, we'd have to put something over here, though. That could be a thing. I don't know, though. We could put it down here. Oh, eh. Yeah, see, that would not necessarily work for me. I'm old. We all know I'm old. If I had thought of it before I glued her head down, that could have been. So I think we have to save that. I think that's not going to work for right now, but it remains an option for future. We could find him a pair of legs, maybe, and a hat. Those are all words. We got to do something with our cupcakes. I don't know that this is going to be creepy, but these could be made into little peoples, right? All right. Okay, what about the creepy little girl? I feel old, okay? When I think about falling down at my weight and everything and my level of health, that could be super bad. Do we like the little girl or not? I don't like that the broom is there, but I also don't want to put her over the top of that. All right, let's leave that there for right now and see what else we can find. Got real quiet in here, Mary. I think it might just be you and me. Hanging out. But a lot of people I know come in and work and lurk. That is a valid, awesome thing. Okay. Oh, we have a pirate M&M that I've totally failed on. Okay, let's put him. We'll have to find the other M&Ms wherever they went. We do have a pirate M&M. You're in the background? Okay. Got our Kiss M&Ms that we have to figure out something to do with. He's too big. I think this is for the other vampire M&M. I think we're going to use her on that. This is going to be for our Shining one. That's the image that's going to inspire our Shining collage. All right. I don't see anything else in here. You look like the Michelin Man. I've got more than a muffin top. I've got like maybe a double muffin top, and it jiggles. Let's see. Maybe one of these. I know there's more ladies in here that have that eye makeup that came around the same. We just have to find them. So many ads. Oh, now that I want to find them. I feel like they were back here. All right, let's try that again. I didn't feel like they were this far in, but maybe I'm wrong. Uh-oh, what did I do now? What the? Oh, there we go. Bye, Mary. Get good rest, girl. Christine, I'm a pig. Whoa. Oh, now that I want to find them, they're not. All right, we'll just go with the creepy little girl. Let's get the last of this put down. All right. Let's ink her. Hey, Else. Now, if I didn't want those mascara ladies, that would have been the first page I turned to. How are things out in the other room? We're wrapping up here. This was a long session today. Christine didn't get it. So you just got lucky? I did not put this in early, though. I maybe put it in 20 or 30 minutes before the live. You have to get it at least 45 minutes before the live for them to send out the notification. Otherwise, most people are probably going to start getting it now that I'm almost done because I've been on for a while. That's a thing that happens with reasonable regularity. All right, so now I want to put him up here, kind of creeping around. Maybe I want to tuck his foot under there, though. Okay, let's get some glue on him. He wants to be a part of this little group, but he's a creeping kind of guy. What'd I do with that glue stick? All right, so our witchy poo is the last thing to go on. Well, that looks suspect now. Oh, ta-da! Well, at least I was able to keep you company for a little while. I'm not going to put the words on today because I know it's going to be a long search. So when I come on Tuesday, I will show the completed one with words. Because we've already been on for quite a long time, I suspect. Like, probably an unreasonable amount of time. Let's see what it says. Oh, that's better than I thought it was going to be. 1 hour and 48 minutes. That is so much better than I thought it was going to be. So, but the words I know is going to be a hunt. Because we want the right witchy kind of vibe to this. Some magic going on here. And is this another girls' night out? I got to think about what's happening here. Probably not a girls' night out with it, unless we're doing something. That little girl is evil, in my opinion. Just saying. Oh, we never seem to get all of it. Got the hat, though. All right, we got a little bit hanging over the tips of toes of her shoes right there. So there we are. So that is complete except for words and maybe a couple of fussy cut items if I find anything that works. And maybe a hat for the guy whose head I tore off. Maybe we can find it. Maybe I can find a witch hat sticker to put on him. Oh, I think they're silly. I think they're absolutely horrible, but thank you. A long time. I like collage. I like old school silly school book collage, you know, like they taught us in grade school. I see so many people out there. I love Dee Dee Willingham stuff. And she is such a good, she draws so well. but I have fun with it. This is all about fun for me. So she's our witchy poo. So we're going to get some witchy words and maybe some fussy cut images. And I think I have some stickers of witch hats. I think we could give him a little witch hat so that he doesn't look like we just ripped his head right open. Time will play into the words somehow. I'm going to try and make time plan. We wound up covering up that flower a little more than I would have liked, but we've got our ballet dancer up there, but her head is a little loose, so let's fix that. Can't have her head peeling away from the collage. But overall, I'm happy with the composition. It took us a long time to get there, but with all these elements, I'm going to be sad when that Elle magazine's all gone. It has done us good. Off and on, I've been doing some form of collage since my early 20s, but not, I wouldn't say I had 20 years of experience. It's just something I enjoy. So, and I will tell you, I have some that I look at them, I'm like, I don't know what I was thinking. And I have others and I'm like, that looks good. It's hit and miss. If you like collage and you don't think you're any good at it, just keep doing it. You don't have to show anybody. Eventually, you will find a method, find a thing that works for you, and you'll be able to regularly compose collages that you like. I have to tell you, in my scraps of joy, I think about 2/3 of this is hideously ugly, but I was having fun when I made it, and that's all that matters. So if you're having fun, do it. If you think you might want to try collage, but you're intimidated because, like me, you look at the Dee Dee Willinghams of the world and you're like, I am not worthy. Just give it a shot. You do not, until you feel comfortable, you don't have to share that with anybody. It's between you and the page and the glue. That's why I'm inviting everybody. Come along for Scraps of Joy. Start small. Not everything in here is a work of beauty. Some of it's just flat out stupid. But I had fun in the moment, and that's all that matters. And when I look at the pages, I remember little bits of things, like when Els gave Mike the cuddle unicorn. Somebody sent me a bit of collage stuff, and there was, different envelopes and things were parsed out differently, and they put in this little and tiny thing. So some of this brings back memories, and that's a thing that collage can do. And you can do it with photographs and magazine images and stuff out of books. You can make it as professional or as silly as you want. You can color coordinate. You can do only green stuff or only orange stuff. Whatever you like. So, yeah, I would like to encourage more people to come along for Scraps of Joy, even if you just do it once a week or once a month. So, there we are. Let's put up here is our big collage we did for today. And let's put Frankie in the back before we ruin him. And this is the Scraps of Joy collage we did today. So there we go. Those are our things. So that is going to be the end of it. We're topping out at 2 hours. And I do love spending time with you, but I got to get out to the garage and do some stuff, and I need to eat some food. I do. But you know what? I save what I like, and now I have a big pile of stuff to work from. A big, big, big pile. And if you want, Christine, you can sign up for a Scraps of Joy pack. It's a Happy Mail. It doesn't cost you anything. Just let me know if you decide you would want one, and I'll put together some stuff out of my collage bits and scrap paper and all that, the background fodder stuff that I use. Happy to do it if you are interested in a Scraps of Joy pack. Outside of that, thank you guys for coming and spending time with me. That always brings me joy. I love spending time with you guys, gluing stuff down, gluing myself to things, making a mess. However you guys are spending your days and nights, I hope it brings you great joy and happiness, because each and every one of you absolutely deserves it. On Tuesday, no live tomorrow. On Tuesday, we'll come back and I'll show you this finished one, and hopefully I will have started on that cover by then. I did get it cut down, but I want to do a layered thing, so I want to see what I can come up with. Until I see you in one of my lives or in a box somewhere, I wish you the happiest of crafting. Bye, 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 bye. Bright blessings and hugs and kisses to anybody who wants them. The end. You are so welcome. Thank you for the company. And that's the end. Woohoo!